everybody, so we're going to complete our lesson today for data types on YouTube and at home. First thing you're going to need to do is you're probably thinking, well, I haven't got Python. Okay, well, that's not a problem. So what you do is you just go to Google, and I'd just like you to download any version of Python 3. I think I've got Python 3.7. So if you put in download Python, okay, so we've got Python, download python.org here. So it should be the first link. Go to, it's all here actually. So all you do is just select any version of Python 3. Okay, so I think I've got this one. Just press download and it will download onto your computer. It's probably a better idea to get one of your parents to do it for you. Okay, so that's all you need. You just need Python. Right, now, should we get the lesson started? So, from the beginning. Right, so what you're going to look at today is different data types in Python. You're going to create a program using variables and input commands and demonstrate the casting between different data types. So, now firstly, what I'd like you to do is think, what are the advantages of storing data on a computer? Now, when you store stuff on, for example, on Google Cloud, it goes to a massive server room like this. So what are the advantages of that? What I'd like you to do is I'd like you to pause the video and I'd like you to make a comment underneath the video. Okay, pause the video now. Welcome back. So I'm going to be interested in reading your comments and think what are the advantages and disadvantages of storing data on a computer. Now, what I'd like you to do is crack the code. So, you are going to get a piece of paper, you're going to pause this video, and you're going to solve the code. Right, pause the video now. Welcome back. Did you solve the code? Let's see what the answer was. So the answer was, what is the definition of computer data? Okay, so now your challenge is to answer the question, what is the definition of computer data? Pause the video now and find out. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that. Well done. Right, here's your success criteria for the day. So we're going to compare the different data types and we're going to create a program using variables and input commands. And as discussed, we're going to create a program using variables and input commands and demonstrate the casting between data types. So let's get started. Right, now comparing different data types. So now we can see the keywords at the bottom here. And basically we've got Boolean, real, character and integer. Now, is all Boolean is basically true or false. Now we've used string, and we know strings basically can hold anything. Okay, so they can hold, basically data as text. You can put anything you want in there, symbols, characters, numbers, anything. As long as they're in the speech marks, they basically become a string. So an integer will hold whole numbers, and this will allow us to make calculations. If you put numbers in strings, we cannot make any calculations. Then we've got the float or the real. These hold the numbers with the decimal points. So this can be like, for example, if you're talking about money. Then we've got the character, and they hold a single alphanumeric character. The Boolean will either hold true or false, yes, no, male, female, that kind of thing. Okay? Now, if we can come up with at least 2 examples for each data type. Okay, so what I want you to do now, I want you to pause this video and I want you to try and come up with an example by yourself. Okay, welcome back. So, let's see if we can think of some examples. So, integer, what did we think of? Good, I hope you come up with 5 or 6, just any number's fine. If you come up with 10, 9, whatever, it's fine. Character, What did you come up with? As long as you come up with A or B, C or D, a single character, that would have been fine. Boolean, this should have been easy. True or false, yes or no. Real, any number with a decimal point would have been fine. And a string, well, actually that's completely wrong, because a string would be, well, text if you put hello or anything like that. So sorry, the PowerPoint was incorrect there. Right, so now here's an example of some data types. So for example, house address, what would you put? What I'd like you to do now is try and give this a go by yourself. Pause this video. Welcome back. So let's see if we can maybe put some additions in here. Okay, so like for example, a house address may be, for example, your house, say 23 my house. And this would be, what data type would it be? Hopefully you said string. Name. Okay, so what would this be? So if I was to put Carlos, then this would be, for example, hopefully you've put string. Okay, tomorrow, test tomorrow, yes or no. Hopefully you said Boolean. Sorry, oops, I just jumped ahead of myself there. So if you put yes stroke no, then or true, for example, you could have put true or false. And this is Boolean. Oops, I should have went over there, never mind. Weight, so weight could be, for example, 85.5. Okay, and for the data type, this would be a float. So a price could be €23.50. And again, this would be, I'm just going to put this here, a float. Okay, this one's a little more difficult, I suppose. Okay, but I would say this would be, so 5 is equal to 5. Okay, so this data would be, the example here would be, well, I'd put this as a whole number maybe, so 5. And I would put this as, for example, I would put this as an integer. Okay, right, so hopefully that's made things a little clearer. So I'm just going to put this back on slideshow. Here we go. Right, now, what you're going to do now, okay, so I'm going to show you this demonstration. So, and you can give this a go yourselves as well, okay. So you're going to open up Python. Oh, I've opened up the wrong one. That's slightly annoying. Never mind, it will do the same thing. No, actually, I'm not going to open this one. I'm going to go Python 3.7. Yeah. No. Sorry, I'm back. Right, turns out I had it underpinned on my taskbar all along. Never mind. Right, so as you know, when you open up the shell here, you need to go to File, you need to go to New File. Okay, then you need to save it. Alright, so I'm going to save this. And I've actually made a COVID school closure folder, so I'm going to put it in there. Okay, and I'm going to save this as data types. Okay. Now, so I'm just going to simply follow what's on the screen here and show you what happens. So let's just minimize that there. Let's get rid of that Word document. There we go. Right, and I'm just simply going to put in hobby, and I'm going to put int input. Okay, please enter a number. Okay, so then print, and I'm going to ask it to print my hobby. Okay, right, now when I run this, so obviously as you know when you run it, whoops, I've got an invalid syntax. What have I done here? Wrong. int hobby int input. Oh, I didn't close the other set of brackets. There we go. And so if I try to put in anything other than a number, it's not really going to work, okay? So it says, look there, we would like a literal int with a base of 10. So a base 10 number is any number, like 10, 20, 30, you know? Because they're all multiplied by 10s, 1, 2, you know, they're all multiplied by 10s. So I have to put in a number. So then it's going to print my number and just say 5. Okay, but there, so this is why these things are important, okay? So why the data types are important. So now if I was to change this input to, as you can see here, name, str. So if I was to put str, so this is a string. So if I was to change that to string, okay, then I was to put in my, like, hobby. So if I was to put volleyball, okay, then it will print volleyball, okay? Right, so let's carry that on. Now, you're going to write a program that asks for the person's first name, surname, age, date of birth, favourite subject, favourite teacher. Now, you need to put in the correct data types, okay? So, here's a cheat card. So, name, string, print name, okay? And this is what we can do. We sort of worked on this a little bit last week, okay? So, I'd like you to create a program with all of those and put in the correct data types. Right, I'm going to pause this video. When you're finished and you've completed all of this, replay the video, press play, and then we'll move on to the next task. Welcome back. Okay, so now Python automatically assigns a data type to a variable. You can override this manually, okay, and change the data type as we did earlier. This is called casting. This is what we did earlier. So now we're going to demonstrate between the casting types. So create a variable called number and allow the user to assign a value to it. Okay, then add this line, print number plus number. So I want you to give that a go and run a program and see what happens. So pause this video, try it, and then play the video again and I will show you what happens. Okay, welcome back. Right, so now I'm going to demonstrate what happens there, okay? So very quickly, because my time is running out, because I only have 15 minutes. So if I put in num1 equals to int, in fact, I'm going to pause this video because I'm running out of time and I'm just going to show you the results. So I'm back. I've basically done two different programs here. So I'm going to run both of them. Now what happens, oh dear, right, oops, that's wasted my time a bit there. Sorry, because I've only got 15 minutes for the video. Right, and then it stops. Right, so this is what happens. So enter a number, so I'm going to enter 2. And then I'm going to enter 3, so that should make 5. And you can see it's made 23. Then here, I'm going to enter 2, and I'm going to enter 3, and that should make 5. There we go. Now the reason for that is because where I've put an int here, and I've put this operator, it's added them together. But here, where I didn't put the int, it's just literally joined them together. That's all it's done. Right, this is your homework, okay? Research the basic arithmetic operators used in Python, okay? And then upload your work drag and drop it onto the Google Drive and then upload it as an assignment, okay? Thank you very much.